April 15th is the opener of Spring Bear in Idaho. Pretty exciting. I think I told you guys my last vlog, I'm gonna have a real limited bear season, but I'm gonna get a day out here and there. Maybe I'm lucky if I get one hunt a week for the time being. So it'll be all spot and stock until June. I'll start baiting in May and try to catch that bear rut, which usually is around late May, early June, and it's fun. But this time of year you can get real lucky and find some good green grass and spot and stock, especially if you got the patience and you know the places to look. The option 6 site. So we can slide out to a single, and it's magnet, so it's going to stay that way, or you can bring it in for fixed pins out to 60. And then of course you got the trophy take QUIVALIZER. This dude is like shooting a big long stabilizer like you would in the target archery world. And anytime you can make your bow hunting setup mimic target archery, you're on the right path, especially for just better accuracy, longer distances. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and see what we got here for 60 yards. .63 yards. I used my 60-yard pin, and I'm just working on letting that pin float over that vital. And that was a back tension shot because it was a complete, well, I guess it was a surprise release. The way I put my second knuckle over that trigger makes you pull through. All right, here's the shot. Little right. 45. .45 yard pin gap. Gonna set up between my 40 and 50 yard. See where that 40 lines up, and then I'm just gonna focus on that spot where the 40 is. It'll be a 45 yard distance, but you know, when you're just pin gapping, you can kind of try to pick in the middle, or I like to focus on a very specific pin. So I'm gonna see where my 40 is above, where my 50 is below, right in the middle there, and then pick a specific spot a little high on the animal. All right, so we just stuck that bull with the field point, 45 yards. Now, since this is my own target, I'm gonna go ahead and stick it with the broadhead. This time of year, it's nice to see if your field points and your broadheads are hitting the same spot, especially with the fixed broadheads. Just the purest way to see, is your bow super tuned? So we got, looks like field point, broadhead. I would say I was aiming here. Both are to the right, so I'm going to adjust my windage on my bow. But as far as these guys are fairly close, especially at 45 yards. Okay. Field point was just a little bit to the right. Broadhead was just a little bit to the left. Good up and down, left to right. I'll take that. It's about an inch difference at 45 yards. This is springtime. Time to get those broadheads doped in. I'm gonna definitely fine tune my bow a little bit. It seems like my windage is off just a little. It'd be a good idea to shoot paper this month before going into bear season. But overall, bow is definitely shooting good. I'm digging my HTM release right now. I'm gonna probably stick with this up until the fall. I'll definitely switch over to my, my trusty Scott XT. But for now, it's just about hammering home solid bow mechanics and really working on that shot execution becoming a better archer every year. If you ain't getting better, you're not staying the same, meaning you're probably getting worse. Okay, hopefully you can pick up that moose. It's just about 110, 115 yards out. I'm gonna range it right now. It's fun to practice long distances for me. 113. I don't shoot at animals at 113 yards, but I'll tell you what, you can get proficient at shooting out these long distances. It sure makes your 40 to 60 stuff seem a lot closer, a lot more doable, gives you more confidence, so it's just fun to practice. Let's go see how we did. Okay. Okay, you can see from a long distance it looks pretty good, but when you get close, if I was in a tournament, this would be a 5. I'm just outside of that getting an 8. Okay. So 113 yards and I can't even hit this. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge target, and at 113 yards I got a 5 by about a centimeter. So, and I was aiming right here, dead nuts in the middle, so that shot hit right here. Still, I thought I smoked it from over there. So I guess this is just a way of me being real honest, saying, hey, don't be a douche and just shoot out because you have a sight tape that says 120 yards. The animal is unpredictable. The wind can play a huge role. Is the animal alert to your presence? How good are you at calming your nerves? You know, I've missed animals at 20 yards. 113 yards is a lot of time for that arrow to get there, and the speed of sound, those animals are going to hear that arrow coming. So I don't know, guys can get it done, but for newer archers or whatever, and it's cool to have a sight tape. You can see it's windy right now. You can practice out there. I'll practice out to 113, but I'm not proud of that shot, and I was a centimeter from getting an 8, and it was right behind the shoulder, and it might have probably killed this moose, but I'm looking for perfection. So, and that's not with a broadhead either, that's just with a fill point. So a lot to consider when you're shooting long distance. I don't condone it. I just certain circumstances, you know, like if you're doing a follow-up shot, maybe you already got an arrow in the animal, by all means, hell yeah, put another arrow in it, whatever you got to do. But be smart on how well you shoot, and stay within your own ability. My personal effective range is going to be about 80 yards and in. And even 80 is stretching it when you're talking about an animal that you value its life. So I'm going to walk back here and fling a few more long distances, and then I'll finish at 60 yards. I mean, we should crush it. Taking you through a typical Wednesday at ElkShape.com. All your questions about, hey, when are you gonna make a workout video for bow hunters, and when are you gonna, you know, show us a specific elk hunting workout? Dude, everything I do is about elk hunting. Just happened to be that I do CrossFit because it prepares me for just about anything and everything, and I've never been in better shape. So Wednesday, what we've done so far, we went to the archery range. We worked on our sight tape. We worked on our windage was a little right, And we finished the day off by doing two things, doing a field point and a broadhead test to make sure they're hitting the same spot at, I think that was at 45 yards. We worked on pin gapping. We finished the day off by shooting out at 113 yards, just to work on long distance shooting, even though we know our effective range is 80 and under. Now we're at the gym. We just did our strength. We did a bunch of snatch singles. We did some every minute on the minute snatching. We just did a short sprint conditioning piece that had wall balls, cleans, and muscle ups. And we're gonna finish the day off with deadlifts and handstand push-ups. Here we go.